It's Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on AM 1160 WCCS and 101.1 FM. And hey, we're presented by First Commonwealth Bank. Wonder what's going on at First Commonwealth. Let's say good morning today to Amy Jeffords, who is the Communications and Community Relations Specialist at First Commonwealth, and Chris Adams, Financial Solutions Market Leader for the Indiana Westmoreland Market. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Todd.
It's good to have you in the studio with us here today. My goodness, Amy, it's been a while since we've had some First Commonwealth folks in just to talk about what's going on with the entire First Commonwealth family, and of course with your connection to Renda Broadcasting, and particularly I'm thinking of the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. We do need to talk about that. You guys have been well above and beyond what one would typically think would be a commitment to something like the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. You've done so much for the kids at IRMC and Children's Hospital. We're so grateful.
That's right. For yet another year, we did participate in the Teddy Bear Fund, which is spearheaded by Renda Broadcasting. And it's a really meaningful project because it supports children and their families when they need, at a time when they need it most. And you know, the only thing worse than having a sick child is not having access to care for that child. So it's really meaningful to us to support this project.
It's a real indication as well of the way First Commonwealth works in the community as well. You have a real heart for the people around Indiana County.
We do, and all of our markets, not just Indiana County, but throughout Western Pennsylvania and Ohio. We're a true community bank, and we, like I said, we love to support our communities. We actually contribute over $1 million each year to charitable organizations that benefit those living and working in our markets.
Wow, that's a tremendous amount of, commitment. That's the right word for it. You make a commitment. And I think one of the reasons for that has to be that the people who work at First Commonwealth are members of the community.
That's right. Yep. And not only do we commit financially, but our employees, we have about 1,400 of them, and they actually volunteer in the community. They're on nonprofit boards. They volunteer at community events. They dedicate their time and talent in other ways to nonprofits as well. Mm-hmm. And this is something we're really proud of.
Back to the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. You actually made a special investment this year in the Teddy Bear Fund Drive. So neat.
We did. So for every goal scored, we contributed $10, and that was double the amount that we originally committed. Mm-hmm. And the Pens scored 374 goals this season and won the Stanley Cup, which brought our total contribution to $3,740.
Yeah, we always wondered, here go the Penguins into another round of the Stanley Cup Finals. They're going to take it all the way, and by golly, if they could only have gotten one more game, we might have gotten another $50-$60 out of First Commonwealth for the Fund Drive. But when that announcement was made at the Teddy Bear Fund Drive wrap-up, as a matter of fact, what the buzz going through the room was like, wow, did we just hear what we just heard?
That's right.
And I think that reaction on that day sort of indicated the way that the people think about First Commonwealth Bank, just as First Commonwealth Bank has a heart for the community.
That's right.
I think that's a really special relationship. Let's say hi to Chris Adams.
Hello there. How are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you.
Yeah. First Commonwealth Bank. Now, explain to me, Financial Solutions Market Leader. What does that mean?
So as a Financial Solutions Market Leader, my job is to work with 21 branches in Westmoreland and Indiana County. So 21 branches and our partners, ensuring that we're taking great care of our clients and crafting solutions to help them succeed, while also helping our teammates succeed too.
Yeah, one of the phrases that is used often is becoming financially confident.
Right.
We're so scared. In today's market, people are so scared. I am. I'm just absolutely frightened to death when people ask me about money management because I haven't the foggiest clue.
Todd, as soon as we're done with this interview, we're going to take you down. You and I can have a discustion. We'll get you on the path of financial confidence.
Really?
Absolutely.
That's all it takes.
It's a big phenomenon right now because when you look at the link to financial confidence, the number one cause of stress for Americans is money. It's their finances. Mm-hmm. You look at the number one cause of health issues, it's stress. So there's a direct correlation. You could thus assume financial worries equals stress, which could equal health issues, right? So here at First Commonwealth, we're really dedicated to help our clients, move from stress to financial confidence. A lot of Americans, Todd, are living paycheck to paycheck. In fact, 50% of Americans live, paycheck to paycheck. There's nearly half Americans could not come up with $2,000 in 30 days' time if they had to. Clients these days, $16,000 in debt is what the typical average American has in credit card debt.
Yeah.
Retirement savings. People aren't ready, or aren't as confident as they want to be going into retirement.
As a nation, that has to be frightening for the people who are leading our governments to know that there are people who are so many people in that financial boat, but it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't. And that's the great thing. Here at First Commonwealth, we're dedicated to helping our clients move, like I said, from that stress to financial confidence. It aligns with our mission of helping improve the financial lives of our neighbors and their businesses. We are dedicated to sitting down with our clients and having those conversations, going through and finding out what their needs are, what their goals are, and then helping them craft solutions so that we can get them where they need to be. We do that through 4 life-changing habits, managing the money that they make better, saving the money that they want now and also later, thinking about retirement, borrowing only what is needed versus what they want. So really managing that borrowing, which is very important, and then protecting the money that they can as well through things like insurance.
Yeah, those types of securities that you absolutely have to have in order to be confident and at ease in this financial climate. So what's the first step somebody has to take when they're saying to themselves, I don't know anything about any of this. I'm looking at the TV commercials and I'm seeing all this stuff and it scares me too because they're throwing out numbers and words and terms I don't understand.
Absolutely.
What do I need to do?
You know what? So the first thing is come see us. Walk into one of the 21 financial centers in Indiana or Westmoreland County and go see your local banker. And let them know that, this is something that you put off for a long time or that you haven't taken care of. And ask them, what can you do for me? Right? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Let folks know that you're one of those Americans that are living with a lot of debt or that you have more debt than you want or you're living paycheck to paycheck. And we can dig into that and craft solutions for you to help you get past that.
I would guess that there are a lot of people in the world today who have no idea what their assets are.
Right.
And really have no idea how to find that information out. But you're probably in the business of helping them to find out all about that.
Right. That's, when I got into banking 24 years ago, I think that's a big reason why is that, number one, I'm an IUP grad, so I went here, graduated in 94, and I was looking for a career, and finance really rang true to me. It's truly a career where you can help people in a variety of different ways, whether it's helping them determine what an asset and what a debt is, or how to maximize assets, minimize debt, or craft solutions for the future so that they're navigating through life's changes and landing in retirement very comfortably.
So that's what you do at First Commonwealth. You sort of put people on the right path.
On the path to greatness. We're dedicated to that.
There you go. How many people work in your department or in that sort of a capacity at First Commonwealth?
Sure. Just specifically for me, I have 115 teammates that work for me. But around the bank, we have
1,400 employees total, and we have 400 working here in Indiana County.
Yeah, that's tremendous. Now you focus, Chris, mainly on Indiana and Westmoreland counties.
Correct? I do. Yeah.
And I would guess then that there are parallel folks to you working in the other markets across the whole spectrum.
We do. Yep. There are six folks just like me that work in both Pennsylvania and Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Amy, as you think about what the First Commonwealth family is able to do for folks, and what you as someone involved with the First Commonwealth family are able to do as well, talk a bit, if you would, about how people might be surprised that First Commonwealth is involved in. I'm thinking of things like First Commonwealth gets involved with IRMC, with the sponsorship of several of the units at IRMC, about how First Commonwealth is able to work with different charitable arms all across the entire market in order to do what you do.
Well, it all has to do with our employees because we all have so many different interests. So you'll find some of our employees volunteering for the Humane Society. You'll find me on July 20th working in downtown Indiana because I like to volunteer here in the community. You'll find people working in nursing homes, in hospitals. It really runs the gamut, and it all comes back to our employees and their interests and their passion to dedicate their time and talent in the community.
Yeah, and one of the great things about First Commonwealth and all of our banking institutions here in this area is that when people want to get a start, you're able to give them the kinds of advice and leadership that it takes in order to begin a business, in order to maybe start some family project or whatever it happens to be. Finances become the very first concern in every one of those things, and I know that you have people just like Chris here who are going to help people to understand what it takes in order to do what it is that they want to do in their life. People probably, Chris, don't really think that they have the wherewithal to do what their dreams tell them they want to do, and they might be surprised.
Yeah, today, Todd, a lot of people rely on that. We all look at our phones, right? So we have a computer right in our phones. And years ago, people used to walk into a branch and raise their hand and say, wow, I need some help. Mm-hmm. And I think, the big thing is the wherewithal is out there, but folks just need to take the step. People get used to living in certain circumstance, and we can help them get out of those circumstances. Whether, like we've talked about, whether it's running a tight budget where you have no money elsewise to do anything, or even if you're in retirement right now and you're looking saying, wow, I need more income, we can help. That's what we do here.
Amy Jeffords and Chris Adams are with us today from First Commonwealth Bank. With so many different ways that people can manage their finances now, whether it's through their device or through some other means, those are wonderful, and I know First Commonwealth is very, very deeply involved in that. You have to be in order to be in a competitive market. But it's kind of nice to be able to meet with someone and to talk with them and to see what's going on in their life and understand, the stresses that they might have and be able to meet those stresses person to person.
I think, one of the cool things about First Commonwealth, it's like Amy said, we're here. We're domiciled here in Indiana County. We're headquartered here, and we employ over 1,000 people. But the cool thing is we have all the bells and whistles of every other bank that's out there. So, you look at the technology, our online banking is up to par and just as good, if not better, than even the big banks. You can, if you log onto our website, we have tools out there that folks can log into and look at and build budgets or, do calculations on their mortgages to see what they could save. So on my phone, I have a First Commonwealth's mobile banking app, and I can be driving in a car down a highway and transfer funds or pay a bill. So we have all the those tools as well. Yeah,
those high tech things.
That's it.
I'm not a high tech person, Amy, not at all. But I need a guy like Chris who's going to help me through some of those hurdles that I might see out there. People get daunted. They look at everything out there and they say, "Oh, I'm stepping back. I'm not getting involved in that at all." But folks like you are able to get them through, to talk them through, talk them off the ledge, if you will. Well, I appreciate you both for coming in and visiting with us this morning. Folks want to know more about what First Commonwealth does in the community. I'm assuming that there's plenty of online resources, Amy, for folks to learn about the First Commonwealth family and some of the things that you do.
That's right. They can visit fcbanking.com to learn more.
Terrific. And Chris, people want to get in touch with you for your specialized services. What do they need to do?
All they have to do is come into one of our great financial centers, 21 here in Indiana and Westmoreland County. Step into any one, find your banker, and we'll be glad to help you.
There you go. Terrific. That's wonderful stuff. They are the title sponsor of Indiana in the Morning, First Commonwealth Bank, and my thanks to Amy and Chris for making themselves available to come in and visit with us here today. We've got to do this more often.
Yep. Thanks for having us.
What are you doing July the 20th in downtown Indiana?
Taste and Tour.
Oh, Taste and Tour.
Yeah, we're the naming sponsor of Taste and Tour, and we'll have a bunch of our volunteers there to help.
Which are you more in favor of, tasting or touring?
Tasting.
There you go. I figured. That's the way we all are. It's AM 1160 WCCS 101.1 FM. Fox News is up next at the top of the hour. We follow that with news from our 1160 WCCS newsroom with Josh Whittison. And we'll do some sports for you as well. There's not a whole lot, but there's a really important baseball game that's happening tonight at the White Township Recreation Complex. It's Game 3 of the 3-game series between SW Jack and Kelly Chrysler for the Youth Legion semifinals. The winner plays at Armstrong tomorrow in the first game of the championship.